Hey y'all, before I get into this video, I want y'all to check out Station Head. It's an app. I'm going to be going over there and doing my own radio show. I'll be able to play music, call you guys on to talk. It's gonna look like the bomb, okay? It's gonna be looking like the bomb. Okay, I'm really excited about it, you guys. So if you have Apple, you should be able to download Station Head from your app store. If you have Android, give it until December, but it will be there. So Trap and Tone Challenge is over and complete, and my husband and I look great. You should check out our little date night vlog on Relax with Blue to see a little bit of the change in his face, because we ain't about to show you his body like that, but y'all see mine, okay? Y'all saw my transformation. I will be joining the next challenge, which starts November 29th. It is Tabata 1 and 2 mixed together. It is 21 days of 2 workouts a day, all right, y'all? I am gonna hit it hard after Thanksgiving, and I cannot wait to see what my end results will be, because I am on this workout journey, honey. All right, so y'all go to teamlashae.com and check that out. Also, don't forget to go to Paige and Amari. Use my link, y'all, so I can get my credit. But go to Paige and Amari. There is a sale going on all of the fitness wear and all of these new cute clothes and jackets that she's put on there. So y'all go and check that out. And y'all don't forget about TLC products. I actually just started taking the sea moss. Oh my God. I'm nervous. I've never taken sea moss before, but it's something that they just started to provide. I heard that it's really good for phlegm and all of that type of stuff. So I am just starting it. I'm on my 2nd day of using it. Haven't noticed anything bad or good so far. You guys let me know if you tried sea moss before. But either way, y'all check out TLC products. It definitely aids and helps in the workout journey. The NutriBurst, I swear by it, okay? So yeah, y'all, get down below in the description box and hit up those links. All right, y'all, so listen, we got the copyright strike taken off my channel. So I am going to resume with the photos for some of the shows, okay? Not all of them. If it's just a screenshot, I'm not using it. Ready to Love and OWN Network have not given me a hard time, so I'm going to chance it, and I'm going to use the cast photos for Ready to Love, because legally I should be able to, okay? It shouldn't really be an issue, but you just never know with YouTube. However, I know it was a little bit more difficult for everybody to follow because there are so many people on this show, so there are going to be pictures for this review, okay? Just so you know. So let's go ahead and get into it with Alicia, Chris, and Brian working out that morning, and they discuss the ongoing elimination. 2 women are about to go home, you guys, and I think the 2 women who were picked were the 2 women that needed to go home, and tell you the truth. I was happy with the elimination decision. We're going to get to that in a moment. So Rashid and Denise talk, and she apologizes, not for what she said, but for Adriana not knowing any better. She's, you know, sticking with this condescending, oh, she's so young attitude towards Adriana. And even though I do get it, I get it. I also think that's what the men like about her. This doughy-eyed innocence thing that she has going on makes them feel comfortable and less insecure than when they come into contact with someone like Denise, whose personality is stronger because she's been through so much. But she says that she saw traits and physicality in Rashid that triggered her. It's not about him, it's about her. And Adriana just did not communicate that well. And I said that on my last review, that I did not like the way she pinpointed that light skin thing when I felt like it was just a physical attribute. It wasn't just that made her feel like that about him. But to act as if we don't know that men have a certain, you know, thing about them. I talk about it all the time, like, you know, the bitch assness factor. There's a bitch assness factor to certain men in certain personality types, in certain fraternities, and all of that type of stuff. Y'all have a vibe, okay? Y'all have a way of being that can sometimes come off a certain way, okay? And that doesn't mean that you're all the same type of person, but it does mean that you have physical traits or mannerisms that can remind somebody of someone who put them through a traumatic experience. And that's what Denise was saying. And I think Adriana took that and relayed that back to Rashid in a messy way, because she was trying to get Denise kicked off the show, I think, because she doesn't want to have to continue to argue with Denise, because you can't win an argument with somebody like Denise. If you're someone like Adriana, you have to do a passive aggressive, you know, messy type of thing. Rashid seems to be receptive and understand it, and he lets it go. And I'm glad, and I do think that he handled it in a proper way, because we saw, I think it was last season, that some of these men don't know how to handle confrontation with women without getting loud and having an aggressive, almost violent reaction. And it's unnecessary, uncalled for, and at the end of the day, you're a grown man. Calm down, okay? Edwin and Naya have breakfast together, you guys. Just when we thought Chris and Naya were gonna be it for each other, oh no. Oh no. And we're going to see more of that next week. Naya and Edwin seem to hit it off. Naya shares that she's had a lot of loss in her life, a lot of miscarriages, and she had, I think, a mother and a grandmother pass away around the same time. And then he shares how his trauma has affected him with being in the service, and how, he's had to get help for those things. And they just really connected with real deep conversation. And I like Edwin. I do think he's talkative, but I think that's a good thing. I think that a man like him needs to be expressive so that they don't bottle anything in. And I think he needs to be with a woman who is emotionally supportive enough to see that and appreciate that about him, because there are so many men that don't vocalize how they feel to their relationships' detriments. You know what I'm saying? So they were cute. Alicia tells everybody that Brian was supposed to come back to her room, but that Shay, messy ass, saw him stop at Alex's room, and then he never came back to her room. Chris, who was a part of this conversation, says, I thought he was done trafficking in F-boy behavior. He has to stop this, okay? So there were people who obviously saw that Brian was not handling this situation the way he should have, on some player shit. If you weren't going to go back to Alicia's room, you should have said that. Why, say I'm going to go back to, be with you, and then she has to find out that you went to somebody else's room instead and never came back to hers. That hurts. You know what I mean? And it's not even just about the fact that you stopped at Alex's room on the way. It was that you never came back and just disregarded her feelings. That's messed up. But I also feel like Alicia needs to be responsible for the fact that you don't get to hang your heart on somebody who is not responsible for it, and then when they don't show up the way you want them to, now they're this trash ass person. You didn't know him from the beginning. The only reason your feelings are so hurt is because you told him over and over again that he was your favorite, and you shouldn't have done that. You should have kept some reserve, and you should have opened yourself up to the men around the room who were paying attention to you. Chris said that he was attracted to Alicia, but she said that he wasn't her type. So she friend-zoned a lot of men and made this one guy her main, and he didn't feel that same way about her. He's feeling that way about somebody else. And now your feelings are hurt, and you're going around bashing him. And yes, he may not have handled the situation properly, but neither did you, Alicia. And let's not even get into how messy Shay's ass is, okay? So messy. Joy brings up Jay going to Winter's room half naked, okay, the words that Simone used. It's like, well, everybody's coming back from the pool. Of course, we're all half naked. It's not like we were, doing something in the room. But Winter did not know about this, okay? This happened last week. Winter didn't know about this. She thought she and Simone were cool. And she and Jay just had a conversation, but she felt hurt by that assertion that, oh, I must have been in there doing something with him. Like, Winter was very hurt by it, and they needed to have a conversation with Simone after that. I like the way Anthony clocked how Shay was way too excited about the tea in the mess. Way too excited about it. So Winter and Joy go and ask Simone about what she said. And Simone admits that she was being immature and she was jealous and probably wasn't handling that feeling the right way. And Winter was really hurt and showed that to Simone, and Simone felt bad even more. And then there's this conversation about her being jealous of the softness that they both possess. That is what Jay is attracted to, and she's attracted to him, and she doesn't seem to be able to captivate him in that way because she doesn't have that same softness, because her life experiences have made her to be a different type of person. I think it was a really good moment because it showed that, a lot of these women are not prepared for this process, regardless to what they think. It isn't easy to be in the same space with men you are interested in and all of the other women that they are interested in as well. It's not easy, and it would make any woman feel some type of way. I think really it's about how you handle yourself. And in this moment, Simone, was just showing her insecurities in a way that she shouldn't have, because it ended up hurting Winter's feelings. And Winter didn't have anything to do with any of that. Winter's just doing her thing like everybody else. So then Chris goes and talks to Brian about how he needs to have a conversation with Alicia, because she is really upset about what took place and he needs to fix it. Alex and Alicia talk about how fake Alicia believes that Brian is, after Shay goes around telling everybody what happened. I mean, everybody was just being messy, but Shay was just way too in it. Brian and Alicia end up having to have a conversation, and she feels like he played her. And he says that he didn't mean to hurt her, but that's what he did, and if you did not mean to hurt her, then you should have been upfront. I understand how Alicia feels, but I feel like she put way too much on him and did what she shouldn't have done in this process, which was close herself off to other men who may not have necessarily been her type, because you ended up missing out on connections that you could have had that could have kept you here longer. Now your ass is going home because you put all your eggs in one basket. Joy and Jay talk about what happened with Simone and Winter, and he says he's turned off by Simone. He definitely wants to have a conversation with her to see, what made her handle herself in that way. They're going to have that conversation as well, but he's not feeling her the way that he was before. Shay and Rashid talk, and she says that she dated a Kappa before and he was the devil. So I guess Denise is not the only person that is picking up on this energy that some of you bald-headed, light-skinned, tall Kappa men give, okay? Not all of y'all, but some of y'all fit the mold, okay? And Nephew Tommy might be one of the only dudes that doesn't fit this mold exactly, but y'all kind of do have a vibe about yourselves. So Shay was being a little too everything, too tipsy, too touchy-feely, talking too much, doing too much, rubbing on his muscles, and he looked like he was scared, but he still wanted to look because she was showing him her ass. It was just a lot. Talking about she was twerking for submissiveness. And then, other men were looking at her like this is not a good look. She was coming on way too strong, and I feel like a lot of women, myself included, I'm not like her, but there's a level of pulling back that needs to happen. For some women, they have to, speak up. They have to assert themselves a little bit more. And for some women like myself, who might, especially if you've been drinking, get into a goofy, talkative place, you need to retreat, okay? And reserve yourself. Jay and Winter have a conversation about how amazing her calm, sweet energy is, which I get that as well. She sees the king in him, which really put into perspective that he does come off with a certain amount of integrity about himself, and that is very attractive. So even though Joy and Jay have a vibe, Winter and Jay might actually end up being a relationship, because there's a softness to her and a nurturing to her that he finds really attractive. And I get that. I get that about them both. So I'm liking what I'm seeing with the two of them. Kelfani and Adriana spend some more time together. And this is another couple that I think would be better for one another. Kelfani is not deep enough for Denise as far as I'm concerned. There is a surface level to him that is perfect for a girl like Adriana. Now, will she still be that same person in another 10 years, child? I don't know, but probably. It seems like she, it's just perky, like that's just her personality, which is fine. But I do think that Kelfani and her seem to have more of a vibe together. And I think Denise and Anthony are a way better vibe to me than she and Kelfani. And I would really like for everybody to relinquish their, nameplates that they've put on other people as their top and all of that. Because the longer they're there, the more we realize that, no, it ain't this person, it's that person. You know what I mean? So I think everybody should just do themselves a favor and stay open until we get to the end. The men talk to Tommy. We already know who everybody likes, okay? Kelfani says that he didn't like Denise being so territorial about him, but that's about to change. So just hold on, brother. Edwin likes Joy and Naya, which makes Chris and Jay feel some type of way. You could see Jay kind of tense up when he said that. They talk about not liking Shay and how messy she was and how she couldn't be a part of a real conversation that the men were having about current events. Jay is annoyed with the way Simone tried to come at him, you know, about having a conversation with Winter, so they're going to have to talk. Rashid brings up the light skin thing, and then, you know, Tommy is annoyed. I'm so tired of this light skin thing. A part of me was kind of like, oh yeah, you've had a tough life because of it, Tommy. I'm sorry, but I do get it. I do get the aggravation and feeling like you're tired of being made to feel like you've created some separation when it's not you. It's the system in which we live, you know? Sometimes it's you, but a lot of the times it's the system in which we live, and we're all subject to it, and it's not fair, and it's messed up. And I think that me understanding how darker complected people feel about how the world feels about them made me look at Tommy like, boy, please. You know what I'm saying? Boy, please. Please, okay? Get out of my face with acting like this has been hard for you, because there's a bitch-made stereotype for waffle-colored Negroes, okay? Like, I'm sorry that that's out there, but it is. And, you know, and a lot of y'all fit that mold. Not all of y'all, but a lot of y'all do, okay? We get it, but ultimately, chill out, okay? Because it wasn't even all of that. And I don't think she was, like, really talking about light skin in that way for them to make it seem like she was treating him trash because of it. Like, everybody just stop. Like, stop. Okay? It wasn't even about that. I just think he fit the physical attributes of the person. And that person was light skinned. But also, let's not forget about y'all's fraternity and how some of y'all can come off. I've met some of y'all. I understand it. Kelfani, I felt like threw Denise to the wolves when he said she didn't have enough evidence to say that. How about you have a conversation with her first so you can understand where she's coming from before you listen to what other people understood from what she said. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't like that he did that, which made me feel like he ain't the one. I already felt like he wasn't the one. So Brian puts Alicia in his bottom because he doesn't like the fact of the way she got upset with him about the games he was playing. Ain't that some shit? Now she's in the bottom because you mad because you was playing games and you got caught up. Ain't that some shit? Like, it would be nice to not put her in your bottom just because you the one that played her. You the one that said you was coming back and never did. You the one that lied. So to me, it would have been nice to not do her that way. But at the end of the day, she wasn't open to anybody else anyway. And that's really why she had to go. They talked to Denise as well. And Kelfani said he was actually surprised that Denise handled their conversation the way she did. Like, she was just like, okay, you know, it is what, you know, whatever y'all want to do, I'm cool, you know. She wasn't, you know, all upset. She didn't have an attitude about it. She was very easygoing about it, and I was happy about that as well. So Denise got to stay. Adriana wasn't really happy about that, but it just goes to show that you were trying to get her sent home. See you, bitch. So y'all, Denise and Anthony have a really cute date at the end of the episode that made me feel like, okay, this is it. They understood each other's humor. They were joking. They were having a really good time with one another. I mean, both of them seemed like kids together, lighthearted and just enjoying life together. I was like, that looks like a good match right there, Anthony and Denise. They were playing croquet and then ended up skinny dipping in the pool right after, which is something I did not see Denise doing because she does kind of seem a little uptight. But baby, I guess I was wrong. Her and Anthony had a really good time together and I enjoyed watching them. So I hope that they make more of a connection and that if she chooses to tie herself onto somebody, it's somebody like Anthony that doesn't come off as much of an asshole as Kelfani does. Is it just me? Is it just me? Like, not only is Anthony cuter than me, but he comes off as a nice guy, where I feel like Kelfani comes off as somebody that's showing you a representative to get the draws. But yes. That was Ready to Love. I hope y'all enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Share the video with your people. I'm trying to make 100,000. Put it into the atmosphere. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next one.